to Late Night Show with Jojo. Today, we are going to discuss about our hottest star today, Fitbit. We have Clara from Fitbit, Yohao from Godot Consulting Group,
안녕하세요.
and Robin and Amos from McKinsey Consulting.
Yeah, hi.
So, Clara, how's Fitbit doing today?
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me to this show. It is a great pleasure to be here and I'm more than excited to share with you all about Fitbit. So Fitbit is headquartered in San Francisco, California in the States, and we mainly cater to the fitness enthusiasts with our device being able to track steps, the distance you traverse, as well as the calories that you burn and even your sleep quality. So we generate substantially all of our revenue from the sale of our hardware wearable devices, while only a small portion of our revenue is generated from our subscription-based Fitbit Coach, as well as corporate wellness.
I'm very proud to say that we are the pioneers in activity wearables, with an exponential revenue growth through 2013 to 2016. Of course, all good things come to an end and we start to see a massive 26% decline in revenue in 2017. This was due to product delays, poor sales of key products, and increasing competition. Indeed, we found ourselves in a financial turmoil.
However, we never give up, and now in attempts to move away from our core business in activity wearables, we want to enter the smart wearables industry instead. Nonetheless, it is sad to say that the future seems bleak for Fitbit.
We are being forced into a corner, with Xiaomi's activity wearables significantly cheaper, Fossil's products more fashionable, and Apple Watch with more functionalities. Now what about Fitbit? To bring our analysis further, I will use Potter's 5 to analyze the activity wearables industry. Let us first consider the rivalry among existing competitors, where it's clearly high. Although Fitbit was the first mover, competitors very quickly entered into the market space with low barriers to entry. Competition is exacerbated with a little differentiation amongst the different players, where we compete on only slightly different attributes like design or cost. In addition, even apparel brands like Kate Spade and Michael Kors are entering this market. Of course, the fitness tracker market is reaching its saturation point. Next, the threat of entry is relatively moderate. The activity wearables industry is open to any company that has access to tracking industry and therefore the low barriers to entry. Thankfully, this is somewhat mitigated by Fitbit's strong market position where our powerful branding is able to alleviate the weight of these threats. Now, the power of buyers is undeniably high. With many players in the market, the buyers can choose from the variety of brands and products, and this gives them the power to demand more from us fitness trackers at a reasonable cost. This puts a lot of pressure on having to lower prices. Nonetheless, the power of suppliers is very low because of the ability to outsource manufacturing to several Chinese companies. For Fitbit, we engage with many different vendors in China and can easily switch between these manufacturing companies. However, threat of substitutes is high because of the presence of very close alternatives like smart wearables. They are essentially able to do the same things, such as tracking steps and to a certain extent provide health data. These substitutes include examples like the Apple Watch and Samsung Galaxy Watch Active. In conclusion, it is definitely very challenging for Fitbit to succeed and maintain competitive advantage. So it is apparent that our SWOT analysis is as follows. Our weaknesses and threats stems from the saturating market and high competition in both the activity and smart wearables industry. Nonetheless, we see hope in using our strength in fitness branding and large amounts of consumer data available at hand to propel the company forward and achieve higher growth. This can be done by tapping into the opportunity of switching our edge in hardware to software instead. However, we are unsure of how to do so and hope to hear the suggestions of professional consultants to help us.
Maybe now we can listen to Yohao from Godot Consulting Group.
Since 2015, we see that most three companies, Huawei, Apple, Xiaomi, they have been starting to steal market share from Fitbit, and from near 50% of market share for Fitbit in 2014, they have since dwindled to less than 10% as of now.
Let's take a closer look at our competitors and see what they've been doing over the past few years on hardware end. For Apple, they have a single product line, the Apple Watch series, and at $599, they consider it to be in the high-end segment. Similarly, Xiaomi has a single product line, the Mi Band. At $55, they consider it to be in the low-end segment. For Fitbit, since it started in 2013, it has about 10 different product lines to target different customer segments. Here, we see two vastly different strategies. Apple and Xiaomi focuses on entering a single segment, while Fitbit tries to enter many.
And this calls this a scalable strategy and another company that uses this strategy is actually GoPro. So in 2015, the action camera maker actually doubled their product line from 3 to 6. But what eventually happened was that their newer products will cannibalize their older products because consumers preferred their older products. So in other words, in an attempt to actually try and diversify the product range and enter more customer segments, GoPro actually ended up cannibalizing their business, and their attempt to reach more customers across the different price points actually backfired.
While such strategy can increase the likelihood of a hit product, it hurts the company in two ways. Firstly, it creates confusion among casual customers who are looking for a frictionless experience. This confusing process is accentuated during the active evaluation process when customers go down to a store and is greeted by a variety of Fitbit products that upon further scrutiny have almost the same specifications. For instance, Fitbit Inspire and Charge 3 are almost similar. The pricing of each product is also confusing. For instance, Charge 3, the high-end version, is more expensive, and rightly so, but its specifications compared to Inspire do not justify that. As a result, this might lead to cannibalization of Fitbit's own products, or worse still, customers may choose to buy other products altogether. This provides a good segue to my next point on cannibalization, and we see hints of this in the 2018 financial highlights, where sales were down, but smartwatch Versa performed well nonetheless. Furthermore, 80% of revenue is concentrated just among 3 out of 10 products. Moving forward, our recommendation will seek to eliminate confusion for customers and to reduce cannibalization. Firstly, we need to ensure that the differences between our products in the mid-range and high-range segment has to be clear and distinctive. Marketing and R&D needs greater coordination to ensure that instances do not happen again in the case of Charge 3 and Inspire. Secondly, we need to rationalize our product line to have a single product line for each customer segment. For instance, in the smartwatch category, we propose having Ionic as the high-end product and Versa as the mid-range product. And in the fitness tracker, we propose having Charge 3 as the high-end product and Inspire as the mid-range product.
Thank you, Yuhao. I share your sentiments too. Rationalization of Fitbit's product range and price points should help support Fitbit's hardware sales. That said, we should look beyond hardware as hardware improvements are getting more marginal and the heavy reliance on suppliers really limit Fitbit's margins. Focusing on hardware will only yield marginal improvements to Fitbit, and we should look at other means that have bigger and faster improvements as well as higher margins and market power.
We believe Fitbit should focus on software. Its relatively weak ecosystem makes it less compelling against competitors, hence reducing switching costs. And the question we ask is, how can we give Fitbit owners a more holistic fitness tracking experience? Next, we realize that Fitbit actually possesses users' health, exercise, sleep, and diet data, which is valuable yet untapped. Across Fitbit competencies, data is the most green here, and to illustrate, these data are valuable and non-substitutable in painting an image of a Fitbit user's health. Given that this data is produced and stored only on Fitbit, the data is also rare and inimitable. Now, the question we should ask is then, which players want a complete image of a person's health, and how can Fitbit use this free resource to expand into new business lines? This will be covered by Robin later on. Okay. Now, let's talk more about how Fitbit can move beyond a smart wearable brand by positioning itself as a lifestyle product, focusing on health and fitness. The first consideration is software. We feel that the first priority is achieving feature or app ecosystem parity with competitors like Apple. Without a developer ecosystem like Apple, Fitbit should not spread itself too thin and focus on features and apps around fitness. Given Fitbit's strength in fitness enthusiasts and an increasing trend in market growth of health and fitness, we feel this is the direction they should go. Fitbit could first develop and improve core features in-house and then host developer programs for third-party developers to build apps on the Fitbit ecosystem. Firstly, Fitbit can improve data points by strengthening its running applications in the areas of inclined stride patterns and performance analysis. This helps users better understand their exercise regime and improve performance. Beyond fitness, Fitbit can be a holistic product for healthcare as well, providing information for healthcare providers and patients to monitor their health. This includes blood pressure count, movement tracker, and in-depth heart rate monitoring, which doctors can use for analysis. The device can also provide reminders for medication intakes and remote physiotherapy treatment. Going further, Fitbit may want to venture into health and fitness digital offerings, such as event ticketing and discovery, where fitness enthusiasts can discover, register, and attend events all via Fitbit's platform. This is similar to Spotify's strategy for concerts. In Fitbit's case, users can discover sport events like marathons, use their device for payment and registration seamlessly. In addition, users can track their performance in real time against other participants, which value adds to their experience holistically.
So moving on, we feel that the data points collected by the devices actually paints a correct picture of how the user's health condition is. How can we actually leverage for the insurance industry? So previously, it's very difficult for insurance agents as well as the users to actually collect data points, or rather these granular data points, because there's a lack of such devices around. As such, without such an efficient and accurate way of collecting data, insurance might not be able to correctly assess the health conditions of the insurers itself. And hence, these insurers might actually be overpaying or underpaying their insurance premium as a result. So now, with this influx of data points from our Fitbit devices, the insurance company can now better price the insurance products for the consumers.
For instance, a healthier lifestyle with ample exercise and sleep translates to lower health risks, and the insurance company can reduce premiums for such clients. The better understanding of risk will also allow insurance companies manage quality of customers and margins. Fitbit's data hence serves as an enabler for the consumers and insurance company to have a win-win relationship. There are two ways to do this. First, Fitbit can be an enabler by setting up an insurance marketplace for insurance products with bespoke plans based on their Fitbit data. As this is voluntary, it covers data privacy issues. As an enabler, Fitbit can charge insurance companies a fee for the marketplace listings as well as access to the data points. The next model looks at how Fitbit can become a new age insurance company themselves. This is new for Fitbit, so we suggest for Fitbit to partner with an existing insurance company like Chubb to underwrite the insurance. Fitbit focuses on providing data as well as distribution and marketing to health enthusiasts. While they may be more heavy lifting from Fitbit, there are higher margins given that it now takes on the role of an insurance company rather than a marketplace alone.
So both models actually has its pros and cons, but the insurance industry is certainly ideal for Fitbit. The data quality allows a win-win situation for both consumers and the insurance companies themselves. Since Fitbit has the health data and consumers have a good reason to grant Fitbit access, Fitbit's market power is actually very strong in this case. Furthermore, since Fitbit users are health conscious and more active than the general population, the insurance business will likely generate more revenue and with a lower risk pool as well. In conclusion, we think that there's a lot more that Fitbit can do on the software and data side of the business. By leveraging on these two aspects, we feel that Fitbit really has the potential to reinvent themselves and move beyond the hardware-based sales that they are currently doing.
Thank you everyone for valuable input. Unfortunately, it is time to say goodbye. See you guys at the same time next week.